So what's up, fellow go givers? Juwan Buford broadcasting from Detroit. And look, you know what it is. Periodically, after I've had a number of discussions with entrepreneurs and business owners whom I've had a chance to converse with, either because we're working on projects together or mastermind or consult with each other, someone will bring a topic to the table and I want to share it because I believe that the information that was exchanged or the question that was asked could be beneficial, right? And so I was recently talking to one of my partners recently that I work with. That was kind of redundant, right? Anyway, that had given instructions to their personnel to go out and create footage. They were getting ready to showcase some real estate assets here in Detroit metropolitan area, and she wanted them to basically collect as much footage as they could, so they could utilize the photos and videos, et cetera, to promote these assets and sell them. And she told them what she wanted done. And they went out and they took these pictures. And let's just say she was not happy with the end product, right? And so she shared this with me. And as I listened to her, I thought to myself, you didn't ask something very difficult. It was really a simple question, right? Take some attractive pictures, make sure they truly reflect what the house or what the buildings look like. You want to go from room to room. You want to go from the kitchen to the bathroom to the basement, back to back, right? You want to cover both ends. You want to go outside. You want to go in the backyard. Same thing end to end. Photos and videos. You want to do the same thing in front of the house, right? Photos and videos. Particularly take a picture of that roof. And then you want to turn around and you want to take pictures down the street and you want to take pictures and take video up the other side of the street, right? And even as I'm talking about this now, I don't even have to really look at my outline. I mean, it just comes natural to me. Now, look, why is this important? And this is what I brought to my partner's attention. I said, look, you and I have both been in the field for a long time. My partner, a lot longer than I have. I'm still relatively new, right? But the bottom line is, I've been doing this for a handful of years, right? As a wholesaler, as a real estate investor, and as somebody that sources property for other investors. Why is this important, right? It's because we've both accumulated the requisite skill stacks, knowledge stacks, wisdom stacks, experience stacks to know what good looks like, right? Because we've been in the field, we've been doing it. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, when you start making that transition from a team of me to a team of we, it's easy to forget that you already know what good looks like because you've been in the field. You've been doing the presentations, or you've been utilizing the marketing tools, or you've been doing the talks, or you've been going out here and engaging and meeting people and doing the networking. You've been executing, writing the business plan. You've been working in the field doing plumbing, electricity. I mean, you already know you've been trained. And it's easy to believe that, look, when you onboard new people, you want them to have the capacity to do what it is that you're telling them to do, but you forget the fact that they come to the table with different experiences. And that's what I basically shared. I said, look, we need to do a deeper dive here, right? So I gave an example. When I onboard someone within one of my organizations I work with, um, look, I want them, of course, day one to be able to go out and communicate our value prop, right? That's my expectations. That's what I desire. But the bottom line is, I know for them to go out and do that, even if they have goo gobs of sales experience, it's going to be met with some trepidation because they may not understand our value prop to the same extent that other people understand our value prop. They may not know how to go out and position themselves properly. They may not even know how to attire themselves properly, right? Because depending on the industry you're in, you got to attire yourself differently, or I'm going to show up differently with a civic organization versus if I was knocking on the door of a mechanic shop, right? You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know these things, right? Whether to show up with a portfolio or to show up with your phone and your iPad, right? These things make a difference. And so what I shared is simply this. Look, I'm okay with people making a mess of themselves, but we don't sell Tupperware, right? We don't sell incense or potions and stuff like that. We offer a value prop, a product to people who are interested in business and legal services, which means there's a lot of moving parts, which means there's a lot of moving people involved, right? So what do we do when we're onboarding a new business partner. We're onboarding someone that's going to be involved in the marketing, so to speak. Well, number one, we do joint exposures, joint presentations. Like we actually go out in the field. We walk the community, oftentimes of our new onboarded partners, right? We have tutorials and audios and scripts about how to properly approach people. I record myself sometimes approaching people. I record sometimes myself interviewing people. I will oftentimes go out and record a presentation I've given, right? So you have that available. In addition to that, you have articles that people can utilize, right? Where they can read about how to approach people, what to say, how to say it. Should you be sitting across the person? Should you be sitting next to 'em? I mean, all these things are made available. And it's like one of those things where I borrowed from one of my business mentors a while back ago, that I've implemented to kind of summarize all this, with John Hoffman. And he says, look, tell me, show me, let me, grow me, and then rinse and repeat. And that's what you have to do as a new entrepreneur. So often I hear people will sometimes complain, and look, it doesn't mean the complaints are right now, that there may not be a lot of good people who actually want to go out here and do the work, who want to do the dirt, right? They complain that they have a hard time finding good people. But the bottom line is you can't point the finger at the individuals you're working with if you haven't taken the time to go through this process. So my advice to her and my advice to any entrepreneur, but my advice to her specifically was this: look, tell people what you want done. Nothing wrong with that. Be able to paint the picture, paint the vision verbally. Like be able to explain what's good, right? But then you also have to demonstrate what's good, right? You have to go out there in the field and you have to literally let them watch you taking pictures, taking video, even if you're having audio conversations with sellers or real estate agents. They need to see you in the process of doing that. And then what you also should do is record it. You should record yourself, take pictures of yourself, record your presentations, record your conversations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Go to Otter AI or Video. There's a number of tools you can take where you can take your video, take your audio, put it in there, and then it will create a transcript. And then you can take that transcript, go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, turn this transcript into a tool that will be effective at teaching people what I do, right? Give them my script, if you will. I mean, there's a lot of other tools that do the exact same thing, right? And then what you do once you've done that is you give them increasingly more difficult projects, right? So maybe when you're doing a project 100, particularly if you're in the investment advising industry or real estate industry, or if you're in the, I don't know, the SaaS industry, right? Tell a person to do a project 100, have them go out and practice with the individuals whom are in their network, right? The top 100 people on their phone. And then once they've matriculated through that and you have taken the time to rinse and repeat this process, then you say, hey, I want you to talk to this business owner. Or I want you to talk to business owners in this industry. Or I want you to approach this particular marketplace. Or I want you to go to this networking event and this is the goal. But this is what it looks like, right? So once again, if you have failed to really not only tell, but demonstrate what good looks like, should reevaluate your processes. And it should go along something like what I just shared. So I don't want to give people a false expectation this is going to solve all your problems, and that you're going to automatically get all the results that you want. But this is a very powerful mindset and approach, especially when you're growing from a team of me to a team of we. So, as always, I hope this landed well with you. You found value in it. Look, you know what to do. Sharing is caring, right? Obviously, if you are an entrepreneur, you know other entrepreneurs that could benefit from this information, and a rising tide lifts all ships. And of course, as you share and you like and you forward, it lets the world know that there's valuable information here, which means I can turn around and take that attention and be honest with you, take the revenues that generate from that attention and invest back in the platform and provide even better content and material for you. So celebrate success in advance. Goodbye for now.